And welcome back. Well, planning for the future when you're not here is not easy, especially when you don't know where to start.
Yeah, but having a comprehensive estate plan can bring peace of mind and protect the people you love too. And joining us now is Spiegel. He's from the McLario firm to paint a picture of what to expect at your first estate planning meeting. It's great to see you.
Good morning.
Because a lot of people put this off.
Well,
and
a lot of people put it off, and one of the reasons is they're kind of creeped out by this idea of going into this office with this person they don't know, with many leather-bound books and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And what's it going to be like? What's he going to ask me? Do I have to pick, do I have to plan my funeral? What are we doing in this meeting?
It's a icky feeling in some way. Is it because we don't want to face it, or because we don't care about when we're gone?
I don't think it's because we don't care. I just think it's because we don't care as much as we're creeped out and uncomfortable about dealing with it.
Yeah.
So the scale kind of tips the wrong way.
Are there certain forms that you need to fill out in advance of that meeting?
There are. They're really not as complex as people think. I have people that really stress over, I got to get every detail and I got to get my forks appraised to figure out how much things are worth.
Yeah.
All we're looking for when people come in is, who are you? Who are the people in your orbit that are going to be part of this plan, and what generally do you own? If you have a house and a retirement plan, that's different than if you've got a couple of rental properties or a car collection or
a business.
Or a business, yeah. Those kind of different things that we need to know about.
So that's what you need to know before you come in? Is there anything else?
Yeah, that's really the homework before people come in. I send them a 4-page form, which isn't super complex. The other thing that it asks is, who do you want to nominate for these different roles? Now, sometimes people come in and they want to talk about that because they're not quite sure what each role is, and that's okay. But I just want to kind of have a list of, who are you thinking about? And then obviously, what do you want to do with your property? One of the really strange things to me that happens in meetings is people will come in to do their estate plan, and I'll say, well, what do you want to do with your property? And they'll say, what do you think? Like, no, this is not my role.
What, you don't have all the answers?
Right, exactly. Well, I've got answers, but they're kind of in my interest and not in yours. So we're just there to help people.
What happens at this meeting? Because while you're not going to decide where someone's property, who it should be given to, you can help advise them on who might make a good candidate. For example, if you have young children, if you were to die, who should be responsible for raising them, things like that.
And those are the kind of conversations we have. I have clients, for example, a lot of clients who weren't born in the United States and have a lot of family overseas. So we talk about, okay, if something happens, is the idea that your kids would stay here? Okay, well then we should probably think about somebody here, even if it's not your closest relative. Whereas if, the plan is they're going to go back, then we can name somebody over there. So those kind of discussions, and yes, I have someone I really trust, but they're terrible with finances. Well, they probably shouldn't be your executor or your trustee.
Right.
What else happens at the meeting?
Really, it's just kind of fleshing out those different issues, getting to know who the person is and what they want, and then presenting them with, here are a couple of different ways to achieve what you want. And typically there's pluses and minuses to different plans. So, we can do the big plan that probably costs the most money and is the most involved, and it'll give you these benefits. Or we could do maybe a more simple version of the plan that isn't quite as involved and costs a little less, but you don't get certain things. And then they get to decide, I want to do, something in between, or one or the other.
Can you always upgrade later?
You can upgrade later.
You have to start over.
In many ways, you have to start over. So it's generally more efficient to get it all done. But, for example, I get a lot of young couples who are having their first child. They're probably not going to do the whole, shoot and match that someone who's 50 or 60 years old and has a little more financial flexibility will.
Yeah.
Great, we can at least get something in place so that there's answers to those questions.
What about after those meetings? You've gone through those discussions, you've made some important choices. Then what happens? What's the process afterwards so you have your estate plan ready to go and something you could share with people if necessary?
Yeah, so once we move past the initial sort of phase, sometimes it's one meeting, sometimes it's a series of meetings because people want to think things through, which is great. Once we move into the next phase, that's the drafting phase. So that's really when I get to tell people, you don't have to do anything now. Just let me put all this on paper.
No, you're doing the work.
That's right. And then I'll send it out to you in a month or whatever it is. And after that, after you get that, you then get to read it through. I met with some people yesterday and we talked through it. And they, a young family with young kids, and they said, well, this seems really simple. And I said, remember this feeling, because I'm going to send you like 70 pages of documents.
Yes.
And you're going to be, what did this guy do to us?
Yeah.
But we have to do all the paperwork to make all that work.
Yeah.
Such an important process to undertake. Thank you so much, Al, for explaining it. It's a lot easier than you might imagine, and that's the point. It's critically important too. The McLario firm, at all ages.
Absolutely.
Yes, no matter what your age, whether you have kids or a lot of money, it's an important part of the process. The McLario firm offers free initial consultations for estate planning clients. You can contact them at 262-251-4210 or visit McLario.com.